Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose, the second that DeAndre Hopkins was traded, the first thing you pointed out was this isn't going to make Deshaun Watson happy. And Deshaun Watson might not be in a Texans uniform for the rest of his career. And then he showed up wearing a Miami Dolphins t-shirt at a workout. And the latest is he was on a Twitch session. And he was asked just a simple question, who are your favorite teammates that you've ever had? And he said, Honey Badger and DeAndre Hopkins, two players which are no longer on the Texans. Am I reading too much into this by thinking he is just subtweeting his team every chance he gets and he is going to leave the Texans?
You know what's crazy, Jacoby? And you and I constantly texting each other and or talking about the games that are taking place on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays. And those happen to be two of my favorite players too. Honey Badger plays my favorite position. I've been rooting for him, overcome his turbulence at a couple of different situations to being a Super Bowl champ. He's always been a Swiss Army knife. And Hopkins, people do him a disservice by saying one of the best receivers in the game. He's one of the best players in the game. And for all of a sudden, you look up and you Deshaun Watson, they're on other teams, the organization is going to have to pick. I'm telling you right now. If Bill O'Brien is there, he will not be there long-term, Deshaun Watson. Book it.
It's been a really puzzling offseason for the Texans. And Bill O'Brien is really on the hot seat because when you think about this is not only do you trade away DeAndre Hopkins, and sometimes I understand you have to trade a player of that caliber for chemistry issues or the relationship's just not working out or it's not a fit. But it's what you get back is really head-scratching. And then you have DeAndre Hopkins, your best player, coming out and saying that you had no relationship with him. Like, if you can't have that if you're Bill O'Brien. So he leaves the team, you don't get enough back for him, and then on record, DeAndre Hopkins says you have no relationship with him. What do you think that means for Bill O'Brien's future?
I think Bill O'Brien and Matt Patricia have gone to new jobs and have done, in Bill O'Brien's case, moderately well. They've made the playoffs a few years. I thought they were more talented in a couple of seasons than they actually fared. But then all of a sudden you start looking down at their roster and you losing players like the ones we just mentioned and Jadeveon Clowney. That's not making your squad better. And then I look at Matt Patricia in Detroit and what about him headed out the door. And those two guys as head coaches, I think that Patriot privilege ran a little thin with players. I think that's going to affect those squads' recruiting, and because all of the players talk. Ultimately, for the Texans to make their quarterback any amends, trust me, it's going to be to part ways with Bill O'Brien.
You know what? I'm really upset about this quarantine because you need a hug. You know what I mean? I can tell you're really upset about the Lions right now. You keep bringing them back up. I can see in your body language. Like, man, when social distancing is over, I'm just going to give you a big hug, buddy. It's all right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.